there straight out of the traps. I do apologize about that. Well, I'll just sit still for a minute and count. No, we won't do that. We're going to launch straight into the show. Good evening and welcome to Go Stargazing Live, the Comet and Aurora Spectacular. I've just been so excited today because there's so much incredible stuff happening that my heart is pounding. I've got Neill, Captain Neill in the chat room waiting, and he is just ran outside and taken a picture of Aurora. Apparently they're over Manchester as well. So I'm going to hurry the show along and do it all in 5 minutes and get outside. No, I'm not really. We're going to be here for the next hour or so. So please join in the chat room. I am Vicky Video, and on tonight's show, it's a Comet Spectacular, but we are being gate crashed by the Aurora. We highly advise you getting the free Aurora Watch app, which has been pinging all day today. It pings when things go bananas in the sky, and apples, amperes, and Aurora. We've got this fabulous interactive chat room. So even if you've never participated in an interactive chat room before, we'd love to see you. Look, your comments will pop up on the screen. Hi, welcome to our live stream. Please let us know in the comments where you are watching from. Follow our Facebook page for cool things to look out for in the night skies. Yes. So please say hello. Let us know where you are watching from. Let us know what you'd like to see and let us know what you'd like to learn about. Also, the chat room is a great place to make starry-eyed new friends. So come on, type in the chat room if you've never done it before. It'd be lovely to have you participating in the live stream. We have got learned astronomers on standby to answer all of your questions. Even if you're just getting into the world of stargazing, please ask away. We are here to equip you and your family with the utmost basics. So don't be shy. Oh, hello, Karen. She's in Kilmarnock, Ayrshire, Scotland. Ian Baker. Still spelling my name wrong, Ian, after 10 years of knowing me. Good evening from Scotland. Predictions for a good aurora tonight. Brilliant. Okie dokie. And whoosh, mega whoosh, it is our theme tune.
It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. Find the best and darkest places to go stargazing. Cool events and cosmic fun. We'll make the sky amazing. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. With your host, Vicky Video. And maybe, just maybe, a bit of Cosmo.
It's Cosmo! The telescope sloth. Hey, major solar storm incoming. Read the tickers. They've got lots of good information on them. So welcome to Go Stargazing Live. So tonight's show, the Comet Spectacular, and we have got so much coming up for you. Maybe, just maybe, on top of the aurora, underneath the aurora probably, you might just get to see a beautiful comet as it sweeps through our skies in the coming nights. Or maybe not. Comets can be tricky. Still, we shall be celebrating all things Comet with special guest superstar Dr. Robert Massey from the Royal Astronomical Society. Now, the show is, just in case you haven't already noticed, pretty hectic. My heart, like I said, is already racing. It's all the sequins, I think. It's a fairly hectic show, what with Cosmo, the fastest sloth in the universe, zooming around the solar system, the interactive chat room, and my jazzy hat sponsored by First Light Optics, trying to steal the show. So we will be breathing in and breathing out again for a spot of mindful stargazing with astronomer and yoga teacher Mark Westmoquette. So Cosmo, don't forget to breathe out again. You'll turn blue. Plus, we'll have tales of insane Iceland aurora with Captain Neill and the best places and events for stargazing with the kids. So this show is very much made for families to watch on the big screen. We're in HD, so fire us up on the TV. If you're watching on your phone or your computer, get us fired up on the TV because we're on YouTube as well. So get us fired up. It's in HD. I've done my makeup especially. Cosmo's done his contouring as well. He's looking fabulous tonight, darling. So yeah, HD, big screen, get the whole family watching. So hey, Cosmo's wearing his MSG meteorite bling. Can you guess where he's been? There's a clue coming in a moment. So, we've got some comments. Here we go. Greetings from Guilford, Connecticut, USA. That's John. Hi, John. Hi. My sister-in-law's watching. Katie, thank you so much for joining us. That's so good. Big love to Benji. Hope he's getting well soon. Good evening from Southport. Looking for aurora above Blackpool Towers lights. Pam Coop, hello. Manchester. Is Dickie's watching? I bet his comment before I post it. I know what you're like. Watching from Slough. Okay, yeah, it's safe to put on. Hi, Dickie. Good evening. Watching from Slough, which, as everybody knows, is located directly at the center of the universe, apparently. Thanks for watching, Dickie. I listen to Dickie's radio show on Friday nights. Thanks for all the music, Dickie. You've really enhanced my Spotify. And Tim and Brenda from Stafford are seeing M15 on the Sea Star. Where's my Sea Star? I'll grab it in a minute. It's behind the laptop. And Marilyn's watching. Hi, Marilyn, my lovely friend from Bristol and Triada Bay. It's nice to see my friends in the chat room and also so many new people as well. Right, let's see what's going on. Okay, so we are going to be along in a moment with Cosmo's Clues, and then Robert Massey will be joining us. So it's going to be very exciting. Sit tight.
Go Stargazing Live
is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use.
Meteorites are rare rocks that landed from outer space. And now you can own a piece of the cosmos from MSG Meteorites. You can have your meteorite encased in fine jewellery. And they make ideal and exciting gifts for space lovers and those with a curious mind. This is Martin Goff. He's a crime scene investigator by day and a meteorite dealer by night. Meteorites make him very happy. Look at that smile, and he'll be more than happy to guide you through the buying process. MSG Meteorites, inspired by wonderful and enigmatic rocks from space.
Whoosh!
Download our free Stargazing mobile app
To find out what's that in the sky, where and when to stargaze, and the best telescopes for beginners.
Arguably, the star of the show is Cosmo, but can you guess where he's been?
Cosmo, lighting up the night on an MSG meteorite.
But can you glean where he's been?
So what happens every show is Cosmo, he's been off around the solar system for the past month. I read out a series of clues one at a time. It's just for fun, but please hold back on your answers because you've got to guess at the end. Otherwise, we'll have to launch Cosmo and set controls for the heart of the sun. One of the ways in which we show our age. For all you LCD sound system fans out there, it'll be launched into the sun if you guess early, so don't ruin the quiz. Okay, so here's the first bit. Cosmo, poo-wee, you smell of wee and trumps. Cosmo, where have you been? Right, that's your first clue. Remember that. He smells of wheat and trumps. Nothing new there. Okay, so what have we got? Oh, let's have a look at your comments. Flooding in here. Aurora kicking off big time. Yes, Denise. It's me auntie Denise is watching. Hello. My niece just posted a picture of the aurora from a village in Middleton, Teesdale. Okay, excellent. They're all over the country possibly right now, or at least coming a bit further south than they usually would. What's in the sky? Aye, what's in the sky this month? We've got Saturn visible in the east, setting in the west before dawn. Mars rises in the east in the middle of the night, high up by dawn, brightens as the months pass. Jupiter starts October above Mars in the pre-dawn east, grows further apart over time. Venus close to the horizon in the west shortly after sunset, may be difficult to see. And my favorite planet, so easy to spot day or night. You just have to look down at Earth and marvel at how beautiful she is. Other events, we may have a comet visible. More on that in a moment. The Orionid meteor shower, that peaks on the evening of October 21st, which is my birthday. I've still never seen one yet. maybe I'll get to make a birthday wish this year. We've got the full moon on October the 17th, traditionally called the hunter's moon, blood moon, or the sanguine moon. Okay, we're going to go over to our first guest now, Dr. Robert Massey of the Royal Astronomical Society. Here he comes. Hi, Robert.
Hi, Vicky.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I'm itching to get out and see those northern lights again. I saw them just a minute ago. So
whereabouts are
really
you?
down in Lewis and East Sussex. So yeah, they're even this far south. I mean, it's a bit. I mean, it's like a red glow on the northern horizon, and my phone showed it better, but it's not bad.
That's
not
pretty
as good as it was in May, but not bad.
That's really impressive. Our flats look directly north into the Manchester city centre, but if they're kind of overhead, what do you reckon the chances are?
Well, just go for it and take a picture with your phone, because the phone is so much more sensitive to the colour that it might pick it up as a red globe. So, which is what people around here are seeing, at least.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to play a little clip because we're talking about the comet, and I've got some comet images and what have you coming up in a moment, so we can discuss the comet, what its name is. Notice I haven't tried to pronounce its name yet. And we can learn about famous comets of the past and how to possibly see this one that's in our skies at the moment. Oh, so what were we just looking at then, Robert?
Well, what you were seeing there were pictures of this comet, which goes by the name Chūshin-Shan Atlas A3. So the A3 is because it was discovered in 2023, and the A letter indicates it was one that's probably not been to the sun before. If it has, it went around 80,000 years ago. And the other image you saw there was a map by Stuart Atkinson, who actually lives up in Cumbria, and he was just showing how you might find it in the night sky in the next week or two. So it really is a good time to see it, actually. It's a really excellent opportunity to go and see this if you haven't before. And, let's be optimistic. Nobody has quite seen it, I think, in the UK with their eye yet. But, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow night, hopefully if the weather's good in the next few days.
So, yeah, if the weather was perfect, how long will we be able to see it for in the UK, and what are the best times for observing it?
Yeah. So right now it's going to be visible after sunset, just after sunset. So what you need to do is go out, find a really good flat west horizon. So probably go high up and somewhere where you can see out, say over a long way towards the west, make sure there's no trees and buildings around. Obviously try and get away from the lights of a city. That's always a good plus. And then once the sun's set, then it's slightly anybody's guess. It's quite bright. There's lots of people who've seen it and recorded the brightness as being pretty good. But of course, when the sun has only just set, the sky is also very bright. So it's sort of a race between the two, because the comet will follow the sun down, because it's, the Earth's turning, it will appear to move in the same way. So what you really need to do is take a pair of binoculars with you, I think, look west, scan around after the sun's set. And if you see this haze there, that's quite possibly the comet. Of course, if we're very lucky, it'll be dazzlingly bright and there'll be a tail streaming up from there, but we just don't know yet. It depends on exactly how it plays out. But there were even people, I think, in this last week taking pictures, I stress, of it in daylight, just about. Not with their eye, but taking pictures of it in daylight. So let's be optimistic and see.
So the reason we've got pictures of it is because it's been visible in the southern hemisphere a fair bit, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So right now, until this point, so there was this possibility we could have seen it in the northern hemisphere the week before last, but it was really very, very low. And I don't think anybody did, although there were some people that took pictures again. But in the southern hemisphere, they've had a much better view. And now, hopefully, it's our turn. This is also the time when it's brightest. And the reason is that it's been close to the sun. It's very active. We can probably talk about why that is in a bit. And it's also scattering the light in our direction, which means if you imagine light reflecting off it, so comets shine through reflecting sunlight mostly. So that light is being reflected directly towards us. And that means it's brighter than it would be otherwise. So, good prospects. I mean, I really want to see this thing. I tried a couple of weeks ago getting up ready in the morning and didn't. And I'm really hoping that in possibly tomorrow night I get a chance.
Okay, let's go back to basics. What is a comet?
So yeah, so it's a really good question. So a comet is sort of, you could describe it as a dirty snowball, or if you prefer, a snowy dirt ball. So it's a mixture of rock and ice. And most of the time they're a really long way away from the sun, like way out beyond Neptune, really, really far from the sun, and pretty cold as a result. So all those ices that they're made of, it's not just water, but frozen carbon dioxide and other things, they all stay solid. But when they get close to the sun, they heat up. And so the ices, they don't melt, because you need pressure, you need an atmosphere for that. But instead they turn straight to gas. They get close to the sun, all this gas comes off, and then it gets blown back literally by the pressure of the light of the sun. Imagine that, and makes this beautiful tail. And that's what a comet is. So when it goes around the sun, it's, getting closest. That's when all that stuff is at maximum, and then it goes away and it cools down again. So, they appear to come somehow sort of from nowhere, and they're suddenly, particularly before we had telescopes, suddenly this thing is in the sky with this beautiful tail.
Lovely. Let's talk about the most famous comet and how, if you've got kids or even yourself, you might be around to see its next return.
Yeah, I mean, the most famous one probably is Comet Halley, and it's famous because it was the first one to be discovered to be periodic. And what that means is that it comes back. So it comes back every 75 or 76 years. And it was Edmund Halley right back in the beginning in the 18th century who predicted it would come back. And it came back after he was dead, but he went back through the historic records. He noticed there had been a bright comet every 75 or 76 years. And it came back, indeed, in the year he said it would. And so it gets the designation, I think, Halley P1 for periodic comet number 1. Now, that one is, because we know when it's coming, it's very famous. People look out for it. It was okay in 1985, 1986. And I saw it then. I saw it with binoculars and telescope. Didn't see it with my eye. People down in Australia did. It next comes back in 2061. So I'll be 92. So 91. So 50-50, I reckon, whether I'm going to see that. However, if you're a kid listening to this show, look, that's 37 years' time. There's really good odds. If you're under 20, there are pretty good odds you're going to see it. So look out for it in 37 years.
Excellent. Now you're from, thank you so much for that. You are from the RAS, the Royal Astronomical Society. Give us a couple of sentences on what that is and how the kids can get involved.
Yeah, what that is. So we are one of the oldest astronomical societies in the world. We've been around for more than 200 years, 204 years. So we're a group of members, more than 4,000 members from the UK and around the world. Tends to be a lot of people working in astronomical research, but not everybody. There's quite a lot of amateur astronomers too. And if you're a kid listening to this, you want to be involved, well, we wouldn't really want to take lots of money from children. It's quite expensive, but you can join as a friend of the Royal Astronomical Society, and that's a cheaper rate. But you can also, actually, we have lots of stuff online for free as well. So you can watch all these talks that we've got by famous astronomers. And we have these lockdown learning things. We made all these brilliant videos. My colleague Sheila made these fantastic videos during COVID, and they're all there. They're explaining all these concepts about the universe around us, and all that stuff is free. And we also have the Supermassive podcast as well, which has slightly head-bending questions. I have to say, I have to answer some of them. So I sit there live trying to answer these very difficult questions. But that's got, about 60 episodes now? And again, that's all free too.
Excellent stuff. All right. Well, I shan't keep. Sorry, my top's got a ladder in it. Honestly, it's hard work.
Live video, eh? Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. So I'm going to let you get off out. Do you think you'll be looking for the comet tonight?
Well, I think it's probably too late for that. It's gone down because it goes just after sunset. But I am certainly going to go out in a second and look for those northern lights again. So please, if you're watching this, do watch Vicky's video. But also, if it's clear, sneak off and look for the northern lights, and then
just go outside, hold your phone open for a couple of seconds, and come back in and tell me if you can get aurora.
Exactly,
that'd be lovely. And good luck. I hope you get some as far south, Robert, because I know that's so exciting for an astronomer, isn't it?
It is. Right. Lovely to see you.
Right.
Bye, Vicky.
Thanks so much. Bye. Thank you so much. That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Robert. I hope he gets to see some aurora tonight. Okay, what's next? Let's have a look at the comments. Janet is watching from Hertfordshire. Keep the comments coming. Just have a chat in the chat room. Tell us what you'd like to see. Somebody's had a guess about where Cosmo's been. I'm not going to post it on the screen because it's almost a bit rude. Won't do that. Anyway, okay, so this week we've had something quite remarkable happen. we saw the launch of Hera. I'm going to pronounce it Hera. Now, Hera, that's a familiar name, especially if you're watching Chaos on Netflix right now, starring Jeff Goldblum. Jeff. So Hera, she's a bit of a naughty girl, isn't she? Just ask Poseidon. But anyway, a Falcon 9 successfully launched a European Space Agency asteroid mission a couple of days ago on October the 7th, and it's going for a little nosy at the results of a mission called DART. So the spacecraft is about to become a cosmic crime scene investigator. It's heading to the site of the asteroid collision that the DART mission hit to uncover the secrets of space defense. So in a groundbreaking and asteroid-shattering experiment last year, NASA's DART spacecraft deliberately rammed into a titchy-ish, is that a word? A little asteroid. The goal was to test whether we could nudge a dangerous space rock off course. And it seemed to work. Now the European Space Agency's Hera mission is going back to the scene of the crime. Hera will study the crater left behind by DART's impact and gather evidence about how the collision affected the asteroid's orbit. So this information could be crucial for protecting Earth from future asteroid threats. So keep your fingers crossed that Hera's mission is a success. After all, the fate of our planet might depend on it. Hi, Judy is watching from Hexham. Hello, Janet, watching from Lancashire. And Diva is watching from good day. We're watching the seeing from the States. Finally, Real Science. I had to cross the pond to watch it. Thank you, USA. Hello. Yes, sounds like a long way to go to see the aurora. So we're going to have one more of Cosmo's clues in a moment. Where's my little Cosmo magic? Come on, Cosmo, you're on next.
Cosmo, lighting up the night on an empty meteorite.
But can you glean where he's been?
It's the second of Cosmo's clue. Where's your necklace gone? There it is. Look, he's wearing his meteorite from MSG there. More about Martin's escapades at MSG in a minute and his little MSG meteorite badge. No, can you hear him? No, you won't be able to. He cries in a very high-pitched little voice. He's been scared out of his little pants. He's been scared witless. It's the fastest he's ever been. He's been whooshing round at 150,000 miles per hour. He was crying for his mummy. So he smells of wee and trumps. He's been at 150,000 miles an hour. Where could he have been? Final clue coming up towards the end of the show. Don't guess now because you'll ruin it everything. Let's have a look at the comments. Hi, Lily Rose. She's watching from Wimbledon, where the Wombledons live. Okay, so we are going to go over now to our next guest, Mark Westmoquette. Mark is a fascinating and probably quite bendy astronomer with a unique background that spans the vastness of the cosmos and the depth of human experience. He's explored the mysteries of star formation and its impact on galaxies, and probably isn't a stranger to downward dog either. But Mark's journey didn't stop there. He also embarked on a profound personal exploration, discovering a deep connection between the universe and the inner self through yoga and mindfulness. Let's welcome Mark.
Hey.
Mark. Hey, you all right there?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, that's quite an introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Whereabouts are you tonight then, Mark?
So we're down in Salisbury tonight.
Salisbury. Oh, okay. Are you getting some aurora? Have you checked outside yet?
I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, we're probably not far off as far south as where Robert was. So maybe you never know.
All the fingers crossed. Cosmo's going to keep his little fingers crossed for you as well. So there really has never been a better time to stand up and go up at the sky lately with so much exciting stuff happening. Talk to us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I mean, the story that I often feel that like characterizes where I got to. I was a professional astronomer. I did a PhD and I did research in university. And one time we were sent out. I got some time on a telescope in Mauna Kea in Hawaii. So we went out to the telescope, and you're very excited. You know, you go into the control room of these giant telescopes. It's basically like going into a factory, and you walk into this giant control room, all computer banks, set up your laptop, go all night collecting data, and then at dawn you go out the control room and go to bed. And then that happened a couple of nights in a row. And then it was a few years later when I was thinking about this, I realized, gosh, I don't think I looked at the night sky once with my own eyes. And and it's remarkable how caught up you get in the ideas, the concepts, the technology, the kind of all the thoughts that go into it, that kind of thing. And I think I've seen it happen also in every field, right? So even amateur astronomers, like they're often get very caught up in looking down, at the laptop and the screen and all that tech and things. And actually, it's so easy to forget the magic of looking up at yourself with your own experience. I got the opportunity to live for a couple of years on this little tiny island in the South Atlantic called St. Helena, which is a British overseas island. It's where Napoleon was banished to and actually died. And there was next to no light pollution on the island, and we could just walk out of our back door, and there it was, like beautiful Milky Way, beautiful dark skies. And I just spent hours and hours and hours just lying on a deck chair looking up and going, wow, this is why I got into astronomy. What happened? I completely had lost that magic. So much of where I've been coming from has been trying to reconnect with that, trying to help people to find that magic, that awe, that perspective about what it is to be in this universe. Okay, we've got the science, but then what is it to actually include our personal experience with that too?
Okay, so there goes to show that even professional astronomers can forget the joy of looking at the sky and how important it is to connect. So tell us a little bit more about mindful stargazing. Why is it so important?
I think at the basic level, it's like, why is mindfulness important? You say, well, probably if you went back, I don't know, a few hundred years, many people would be much more mindful in the way they lived, be much more out in nature, outside, maybe with their hands in the soil, doing things much more immediate and present. But as our life, modern life has, moved us to more of a place where we're more worried about the past, we're more worried about the future, more kind of caught up in thought land and concept world. And then life can race on and get very fast, and we kind of like lose touch. So really what mindfulness is about is bringing us back to here and now, and getting us to like immerse yourself in just right here. And I think we can apply that to what we eat for dinner. We can apply that to walking down the road. We can also apply that to looking at the night sky. And to me, it feels very much like you go to a forest and you just enjoy being in the forest, and you're looking at them, being around all the trees and feeling the crunch of the leaves. And it's just like that. You can go outside in the night sky, in the dark, looking up at the night sky and just kind of really immersing yourself in that here and now experience. Yeah, there might be clouds. Yeah, you might want to see the aurora and it's not there. Yeah, you're really desperate to see the comet and you just can't see it, and you get frustrated. And that's all just part of our experience. So just kind of allowing that to just be.
Okay, now how do we get the kids to be mindful? That's a complex concept to explain to a child, but they're playing Roblox. You can't get them off the screen. You want them to come outside and enjoy the night sky, and they're having a tantrum. How do we stop this nonsense?
Yeah, right, exactly. If they're having a tantrum, we've got a 2.5-year-old. If you're having a tantrum, there's no hope.
Correct. All right. Yeah, they're not going to want to come out and do some astronomy.
But I think parents get very worried. In my experience, get worried about if I take my child out. I mean, maybe a bit older than 2.5. If I get my child outside, they're going to start asking questions I can't answer. They're going to say, what's that constellation? Why does that happen? And I just have no idea. I don't know those answers. And parents can feel a bit like blocked by that, or a bit resistant to getting themselves in that situation, because people are very uncomfortable with not knowing, especially when it comes around children. We're supposed to know everything, right? So I'd say, like, take an opportunity, go outside and wonder together. Don't feel like you're in any sense above your child, but see yourself as an equal. Like
Oh.
they say, what is that? And they say, gosh, that's a great question. I wonder what that is. Or like, I wonder if we could perhaps make up a constellation ourselves. That looks a little bit like an ice cream. Do you see that? Oh, that looks a bit like a goat, that kind of thing. And just kind of make it into a joint thing, like talk to them about, what is it? What's it? Are you cold? Like nighttime's always cold, isn't it? Maybe we should wrap up. Do you want a hot chocolate? Just kind of make it fun. And
Yeah.
one of the nice things I heard also is to get a paddling pool, blow it up, fill it with cushions, and just jump in, and then just enjoy.
That's such a nice idea, to make a little cozy den, a little stargazing den with the hot chocolate and the lights out in the back garden, and just get the kids looking up at the sky and
And
even
wondering.
wondering.
Mm.
Spark that love of curiosity, especially for the cosmos. It's critical that we re-engage back with our primal feelings, because it's just been obliterated by screens and light pollution, and
Yeah.
we were born to look at the stars. Well, ish.
Well, I think that's right. We
Yeah.
were absolutely aware. We as a human species have grown up with the stars as much as we've grown up with the forest and the fields. The stars have been a very important part of our evolution as an animal, and now we just so often forget that they're even there.
Oh, well, Mark, we're going to go. Oh, let me just, we've got a link here. You can't click the one on the screen, but you can click the one in the comments. Find out more about Mark and mindful stargazing on his website. Mark has also published several fantastic books on mindful stargazing, and you can also download some podcasts from his website. Very prolific. Also, you're one of the Go Stargazing cruise astronomers.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So we've just come back from a cruise just last week.
Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe?
This one went down to the Azores and to Madeira.
Yeah,
So
and
we
how
went.
was that for you?
Yeah, we went south, which is such a lovely way to travel, going further and further south, getting gradually warmer. We had some very calm seas, very nice dark starry skies. So we went up onto the top deck. We arranged to turn the lights off, and then wow, the Milky Way was literally right up as it is right now, right up overhead.
Heaven.
Just beautiful. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, so glad about that. Okay, we're going to slow things down now. I'm. It's been a bit of a hectic show already. What are you going to do now, Mark?
Well, I thought perhaps, one of the things I like to do is to kind of guide a little short meditation, and I do as the comments. I've got events and evenings and retreats I do around this kind of stuff, and we're thinking about comets and we're thinking about the aurora. So should we do a short little contemplation together?
That would be lovely. Is it a cosmic body scan?
Let's just take a moment. So where you are, you don't have to close your eyes. Just kind of lower your eyes and bring your attention inside. Notice yourself. Notice where you are, how you're sitting or standing, or what it feels like inside. Whether you feel generally warm or cold, or heavy or tired or awake. Just how you're doing. And then we're going to just move the attention around a little bit more specifically. So notice your head, your shoulders, and then just down to your legs, your feet, your hands. And then if we bring our attention into your mouth, and we're going to do something that's maybe a little bit weird, it's just to sense your saliva in your mouth. It's okay, no one can look or see what you're doing, but just move your tongue around inside your mouth and just get a feeling of the saliva. Now, saliva is one of the watery components of our body. We're made of a lot of water. Water is a molecule, H2O. It's a lot of hydrogen and oxygen. Now, the hydrogen that makes up the water in your saliva and your mouth actually originates in the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago. It was created at that moment. It's just been floating around in space all that time. But a lot of the water on our planet one theory is that it was delivered by comets smashing into the Earth's surface in the early stages of the Earth when it was younger. So as we move our tongue around inside your mouth, feeling this water, this saliva, that is as old as the universe, but also has probably been in a comet in the past, which was whirling its way around the solar system and then smashed into our planet, and all that water ice dissolved and melted, made up our oceans and lakes and things. So it's kind of cool just to move your tongue around and feel the insides of a comet in your own body. So next thing, if that wasn't amazing enough, we can also bring our attention to your skin. And maybe you want to just touch your skin with a finger or something, an area of skin, feeling your hands or wherever you want to do. So skin is a protein. It's made of amino acids, right at its foundation. Amino acids are made of the chemicals carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So hydrogen made in the Big Bang, and then we got carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Most of those chemicals were synthesized inside stars, much like our sun. Small, medium-sized stars over the course of their life, and then those chemical elements floated back out into space, and now they're in our body. So our body is made of material that was once inside a star. And of course, we know that the radiation and solar winds from the star, our sun, is what creates the aurora. It's another way that our sun speaks to us, not just the light, but we feel these other ways, right? So we're different ways that we're connected to the stars. So then if that wasn't amazing enough, let's bring our attention back to your mouth, and this time sensing your teeth. Just noticing the shape and feeling of your teeth. Now, teeth are made of a calcium phosphate, which is a calcium, phosphor, and oxygen in a molecule. Stars like our sun don't have enough energy to create these heavier elements. They have to have been made inside a supernova. So the material that your teeth is made from was once part of a supernova and exploded. Very, very powerful explosion in the universe. And all that material floated out in space and then got incorporated in our solar system, into our planet, and now is in your body, making up the coating of your teeth. So our body is made of stuff which came from the furthest history of the universe. We're made of the universe. In fact, we are the universe. There's no separation. Isn't that amazing?
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Mark. I drifted off around the whole universe and with my saliva and my skin and my teeth. Thank you. And that's actually the third time I've meditated today. So I reckon I'm winning.
Well done, you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. Okay, so you can follow Mark's exploits on the links, retreats, books, podcasts, all the good stuff to help you bring a bit of mindfulness to your life and to your universal connection. Mark, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, been wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully see you on one of those cruises.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, bye. Thank you. Bye. Ooh, I'm nice and zoned out, but time to get things all energetic again. Don't forget there's aurora if you nip outside at the end of the show, or even maybe during it, you might be able to get some images of it on your phone. So coming up, we've got Captain Neill and his Iceland adventures. But first of all, download the free Go Stargazing app, because you can learn about all of the incredible events that are happening around the country and the best places to stargaze. I am now going to take a sip of water and rattle through the events that are happening in the next couple of days. Anglesey Astronomy. Hi, Gav, at the Breakwater Park. That's on the 17th for adults, the 23rd of October for young astronomers. Heaton Park Astronomers. I've made them a banner, actually. Where's that? They are our Society of the Month. Heaton Park Astronomers, Manchester, back after their summer break, meeting every Thursday, 7 till 9 in the Bowls Pavilion. The Astronomy Centre near Todmorden opens every Saturday night. The Tan Hill Inn is a great dark sky location for stargazing and shooting stars. Will at Twice Brewed Stargazing in Northumberland host numerous events. Blackpool Cricket Club, Blackpool and District Astronomical Society meeting October the 14th. Moffat Community Observatory is open on October the 18th. Brother's birthday, don't forget Ross's birthday. Cambridge Observatory, Institute of Astronomy, public open night October the 25th. Mills Observatory, weekday open evening October 29th, 2024. Mid Cheshire, hi Owen, hi everybody from there. That's my old astronomy group before I moved away to Manchester. Mid Cheshire Astronomical Group meeting and observing in Norley Church, just outside of Delamere Forest there. And the Baker Street Irregular Astronomers are at Primrose Hill in London. Dun, 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 dun. So, press some more buttons. Here we go.
Go Stargazing Live
Is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use.
Meteorites are rare rocks that landed from outer space. And now you can own a piece of the cosmos from MSG Meteorites. You can have your meteorite encased in fine jewellery. And they make ideal and exciting gifts for space lovers and those with a curious mind. This is Martin Goff. He's a crime scene investigator by day and a meteorite dealer by night. Meteorites make him very happy. Look at that smile, and he'll be more than happy to guide you through the buying process. MSG Meteorites, inspired by wonderful and enigmatic rocks from space. Whoosh.
So this weekend, it's New Scientist Live, and you can see Martin from MSG Meteorites, along with Grant and the team from First Light Optics, proud sponsors of my jazzy hat. Do pop by and say hello to Grant and the team. They will have a display of smart telescopes and beginner telescopes and will be on hand to answer any questions or to give advice. And actually, Martin has sent me some clips of what his stand is going to look like. So check out the bling. MSG Meteorites at New Scientist Live. Absolutely. Go and see Martin and go and see the guys and the team from First Light Optics. Tell them Vicky Video sent you. So we're going to go over now to Captain Neill. Neill, we're trying to work on, guess what we're trying to do? You know what we're trying to do? We're trying to invent a Go Stargazing salute.
Oh dear. Yeah, something like that maybe, or
yeah, I know you're a bit of a Trekkie, but the maybe we could have a competition to do the Go Stargazing salute.
We could do that. Could be very interesting. It's a great idea.
Yeah. So, Neill, where are you this evening?
So I'm not in front of this picture that my photo here. This was taken in Iceland just a few days ago. I'm actually at home in Darlington in Go Stargazing HQ. I'm all set, ready to head on out. So as soon as the program finishes, I'll be heading off out. I've already in multiple layers. I've got 2 pairs of thermals on. I am literally cooking in my own body heat at the moment. I am literally ready to dash on off out and go and see some more aurora.
Do you remember those pictures of that used to be like in the 40 Times in the Arthur C. Clarke books of old ladies who spontaneously combusted and it was just their legs by a fire?
I think I need a brow mop or something. It's hot. It's not hot in here, but I am roasting at the moment. So yeah, quite excited about the whole thing as well.
Yeah, this is like, what a great night to be doing the show, encouraging our viewers to go out. If you're watching the repeat, sorry, too late, you missed it. But Neill, you've had the most exciting time lately. Tell us what you have been up to.
Wow. So yeah, I've spent the last about 11 nights in Iceland. So I've been helping a very good friend of mine called Will Chung of Will Photography. He's an aurora chaser, and we hosted 2 groups of people going around the island, and yeah, almost 100 people, all showing them the sights of Iceland during the daytime. And fortunately, we all got to see some really good displays of the Northern Lights as well overnight. So it was really good fun. And I have to admit, it was, some of those displays were epic.
Yeah. Now, I've actually made a video that you sent me that crashed my computer 100 times. I'm going to try and play it now.
Okay.
So hopefully it's not going to crash it again. Neill and Will Iceland. Let's see if this plays. Oh, hang on. It's gone away again. Hang on. Let's try it again.
I'm in Iceland with my best mate, Will Chung from Will Photography. We have had the most amazing night tonight. I'm not sure if you can see it very well on the camera shot here, but the sky is literally glowing green. We've got pillars of aurora light coming down, shining down upon us. It's been a fantastic show, hasn't it, Will?
Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's going on for hours and hours. I just don't think we're going to get any sleep.
I think it's looking like we might just jump straight on the plane tomorrow morning by the looks of it. So yeah, so Will and I have been doing a tour of Iceland. So we've been having, what was it? This is 2 tours this time round, isn't it?
Back-to-back tours, yeah. Nearly 100 people chasing the aurora and experiencing Iceland at its best.
So we've had some amazing displays, haven't we? Everybody on the tours have got to see an incredible display of aurora.
It's been amazing.
It's been a great time.
Incredible shows, different structures of the aurora. We've had corona, we've had spikes, arcs, pillars, like all of them, all the different forms of the Northern Lights.
So, and why is it right now, Will, that the aurora is so prolific? What's
we have
happening? Literally
got like almost I would call the perfect storm. You've got the peak of the solar cycle. It's a once in 11-year event where more occurrences of solar flares generating strong aurora. But then you've also got one of the best times of the year to see the aurora, the equinoxes, where the Earth's tilt means that the solar wind better connects with Earth's
Has my video stopped playing? What's happened here now? I'm going to try removing it and press it again. It seems to have jammed up. Maybe the tape's got stuck in the player or something. I'm going to try again. Come on. Oh, dear me. What's happened, Neil? It stopped playing.
Oh, I know. I mean, it doesn't look like it maybe to viewers, but that was shot in like 4K. So maybe the file size was a little bit big, and you can just about make out there's a little faint green glow in the background there. But this video was recording video 30 frames a second or whatever, and the skies were glowing green to the naked eye behind us. It was incredible. It was also like, I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was freezing, and I think we caught a flight like 4 hours later.
Oh, I bet you're still catching up on your sleep, aren't you? Let's just see if I can hit play and make it work again. It's no, I think it's had it. Let's try once more.
It was a large video for a high quality video format. So what we'll do is we can put it up on the website, or put it on the Facebook page, and link to it from this video or something. But yeah, it was thanks to Will for that. I just put a little comment actually, which perhaps you could just share. Do you see my comment? So my friend Will, he's got a Facebook page, Will Photography, and he's also got a broadcast channel, so for his aurora alerts, and he's been pinging away tonight. He literally, I know how he does it. He looks at the data from these satellites that are monitoring the solar wind, and he can predict like within a minute of when the auroral displays will get better. And I was a little bit skeptical over in Iceland, saying, could it really be done? But I stood there next to him saying, no, in 2 minutes time it's going to kick off.
Just tell me how you tell me. Repeat that. Sorry, Neil. I went slightly over my head.
So basically, Will can predict, using the satellite data of the solar wind, when the best times to view the aurora is.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So he can tell when it will peak in activity. In other words, get brighter. So if you follow his Facebook page, you can enable his broadcast channel for his alerts. And honestly, I was kind of thinking it's some kind of voodoo type stuff going on, but no. Sure enough, he knows what he's doing. So that's my top tip. If you're out looking for the aurora this evening, head over to Will Photography, enable the alerts, and he'll literally tell you, okay, it's good time to pop in now, pop out again in half an hour. And, you know, I trust him because I was literally there next to him when he did it.
And he's seen the aurora, he said in that video, over 300 times. That'll be 301 after tonight.
It'll be quite a few more than that, yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
So he's done lots of tours up in Iceland, and you know he runs the Twice Brewed Observatory as well, so they get some good showings there every so often. But tonight, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, people out there will maybe see a little bit something of what I saw the other night in Iceland, which I photographed behind me. Fingers crossed, it could well be that good.
Fingers crossed, Neil. Okay, well, I'm going to let you escape outside now before you spontaneously combust. We've got a question here. Sorry to keep you, but when do you think the aurora will be best viewed tonight at a similar latitude to you, Neil? But I'm Lancashire.
Yeah, so it's already visible at the moment. I've stepped out my front door and I can see a faint but definite red glow in the sky. If you take a photograph of it with your phone, your phone picks up the colors a bit better. As to the best time to view, my top tip is to follow Will Photography. He literally can estimate with quite a good accuracy when to look out for it. The last time we had a solar storm like this, which was in May the 10th, the peak viewing was between 11:30 and midnight from memory. But that doesn't mean to say that that's going to be the time this time. So that's basically it. Just give Will a follow and he will literally tell you. Yeah. So basically, you've got on your screen there, you've got Aurora Watch UK. So that is the what's showing what's called the KP index. Okay. So the KP index is like an average of auroral activity based on what's called magnetometers. These magnetometers measure Earth's magnetic field and how it's moving with being buffeted by the solar wind. But Aurora Watch will only tell you what's happening now. If you rely on Aurora Watch and you go out and go, you might have missed it. Okay, so basically, you know, there's a lot more to predicting the aurora, and the easiest way, honestly, is just to follow Will.
So just give me instructions on how to follow Will again, please.
Yeah, so just check out Will Photography on Facebook. That's a single L, Will Photography. When you go to his page, you'll see a link for channels, and then under channels, there's Will's Aurora Alerts. And honestly, that's the best thing that you could possibly do.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that technique of getting a channel. Is it a Facebook channel?
It is. It's a new thing that Facebook's come out with. So it's a messenger channel. So Will can put messages in, but other people can't reply or anything. It's just a broadcast channel.
Oh.
And you know, let me just see what his last update was, and I can give you a little sort of you know. So basically, he's been posting into his channel photographs of people who have taken pictures of the aurora from all over, and he says, "Hi everyone, there will be another burst later on. We'll let you know, probably 9 p.m.
Right, let's go. Bye.
So, you know, I trust him on this because it works for the last couple of weeks. And,
I'm going to have to go now. Right. I'm going to have to strip the sequins off, put on some thermals. I think I've got to do Cosmo's last little bit, but I'll let you escape outside, Neil. Thanks so much for everything with the show tonight.
Yeah,
and I'll chat with you soon.
Yeah, thanks to Robert and Mark for coming on as well.
Oh, they were brilliant. Thanks so much, Neil. See you soon, Captain Neill. We'll work on that salute. Got to work on that Go Stargazing salute. Okay, Cosmo. Where has he been? This is his final clue. You may guess away. So the last time Cosmo was on this object was 80,000 years ago when we were Neanderthals. So I'll recap on the answers. First of all, I'll recap on the clues. First of all, he smelt of wee and trumps. Then he was going at 150,000 miles an hour. And then the last time he was on board this object was when the Neanderthals were plodding around the planet. What was Cosmo up to? Where has he been? First one to answer. Dun, dun, dun. Get typing away. Come on, come on, come on. We've got Aurora to see in 5 minutes. Yes, thank you, Neil. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Where has he been? Come on. I know there's a bit of a lag on my comments sometimes. So where's he been? Smelling. Have I made the clues too hard? No one's guessed yet. If no one's guessed in 10 seconds, I'm going to reveal the answer. And you can all go and stand in the corner with your hands on your head for not getting the answer. So, okay, 10. Cosmo, I think we might have flummoxed the astronomers tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cosmo, you're flummoxing for the first time ever. And yes, you might think it was Uranus, but it wasn't, was it, Cosmo? He doesn't want to go there. He said it's smelly. He was on board the Comet, Shushincham. Comets contain odorless water vapor, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, but there can also be traces of particularly pungent and toxic substances such as ammonia, which smells like wee-wee, sulfur dioxide, burning matches, hydrogen cyanide, almonds, and hydrogen sulfide, rotten eggs. So comets, pretty pongy. The comet's also traveling around 150,000 miles an hour as it whips around the sun. And the last time it was possibly in our skies, maybe not, was 80,000 years ago, back when we were Neanderthal. Nobody got the answer right. Right, Cosmo, off you go on your adventures for next time. Well, I've just plunged him deep into orbit. He just hit terminal escape velocity, and he'll be back next time. Okay, go Stargazers, it's time to go. Thank you to everybody who's joined us in the chat room. Thank you to our guests, Robert and Mark, for his mindful stargazing practice, and also Neil. And we need to all get outside right now, even though we've got floodlights and looking in the wrong direction into Manchester. It's terrible. What are we going to do about it? Clear skies, everybody. And just one last little thing from me. Good night, stargazers. You've been really amazing. Good night to you. Love from the Go Stargazing crew. He's arguably the star of the show. Right, I'm going to rip my backdrop down, get outside, get some warm clothing on. Let's go. We have got Aurora. Thanks, Johnny. Great show. Loved it. I do feel adored by everyone. Thank you so much. Big love to you all. But most importantly, clear skies, comets and Aurora. Bring it on.